The topic is the minority community and finance in the AIDS struggle. Of course, we have with us the Executive Director of Streetworks, Mr. RCrowder. Of course, Mr. Crowder, let's use the last segment of this particular show today to get some directions in terms of what can be done and what should be done. And I say that because you've been involved in this struggle for a long time, and you've been with us on a number of occasions, and each time we come back and you talk about how the situation is becoming more critical and et cetera, and how we need more financial support. And let's talk about it from your perspective.
Well, Dr. Haney, I don't want to minimize the fact that we are getting local government support as well as a little federal support. But what I am saying is, once again, I want to reiterate the fact that African Americans account for about 3/4% of all new HIV infections. But African Americans are not supporting financially the fight of this epidemic. You know, we do free HIV testing, we do HIV prevention, we do direct care services to people who are living with HIV. We provide emergency financial assistance to those people who are too sick to work. We pay their rent, we pay their utility bills. We do a lot of work, but the minority community,
which is a recipient of much of this work.
90% of the people that we serve are the recipients of these services, and they have family members, church members, who are not adequately, I would say adequately, I'm not saying everybody, supporting the mission of our work. And they can do that by making donations to Streetworks, who are located at, you can make the check out to Streetworks. We're part of United Way. If they give to United Way on their job, they can designate their money to Streetworks. There's a number of ways. I want to give my telephone number out where people can call and find out how to make those donations if they want to do that. 615-259-7676. If it's in the form of a check, you make that check out to Streetworks. We will give out my addresses. The mailing address is too long. It's Chickamauga Avenue, and that's a long way to spell it. So you can call the office, and we will tell you how to do that. We are in the process now of updating our website where they can make those donations online. And if you know anything now, websites do have secure sites where you can make donations online, and we'll probably go through the PayPal or whatever that agency is that receives those donations.
And so what you're saying is that you are willing, Mr. Crowder, to accept any amount of money. Well, certainly you'd like to have some nice pieces of money, but anything, any kind of financial resources taken from a large number of people could help you considerably.
Well, one of my sayings is, we take rolling money as well as folding money. But Dr. Haney, as you know, there are some very large African-American churches in this city. I won't go as far as to name them, but they know who they are. Those churches can do a concerted effort and make a donation because you know and I know 1 in 50 African-American men are infected with HIV in this city. 1 in 160 African-American women is infected with HIV. So we know some of these mega churches in Nashville do the math. You got 300 men, that's 6 of them sitting in your pews on Sunday morning that's HIV infected that don't even feel that they can disclose their status. And quite naturally, those people are receiving services from somewhere.
Even though they might not tell people in the church exactly what the situation is, but Monday morning when it comes time for them to receive support and etc. You're not against the support that they are receiving. You're simply saying that even the people within these churches need support.
Dr. Haney, and I just got to the other thing that I just want to touch on just for 1 second here is, again, no one deserves HIV. We've got to quit treating people with HIV like they got to plague, because it's only by God's grace and mercy that all. We know how HIV is transmitted. Now, you think if you put yourself at risk, you too could have HIV, because you definitely probably, if you over 17 probably, they probably have put themselves at risk at least one time. And it's only through God's grace and mercy that they are not HIV infected.
And a lot of folks, from what we understand, that a large number of folks who don't know that they're affected, that's a growing number.
Yes. And I'm glad you said that, Dr. Haney. There's only one way someone can find out if they're HIV infected, and that's take an HIV test. And we at StreetWorks, we have implemented what we call rapid testing. So a person can come into our office, and by the time they leave the office, they will know their HIV status. So it ain't no, you go take the test, come back in 2 weeks. Oh no, when you leave my office, if you come in my office, we will have your results before you leave out of the office, and that's not a long period of time. Of course, we would like for it to be at least 30 to 40 minutes. It's a 20-minute rapid test, but we want to do some pre-test counseling as well as we want to do post-test counseling after we give them their results, be they negative or positive. We want to counsel them, especially if they are negative. We want to counsel them in how to stay negative and reduce their risk of acquiring HIV
I would
infection.
imagine that doing what you're doing, you've also run across maybe a very, very small number of individuals who really don't want to know their status. I mean, how do you deal with individuals?
Well, Dr. Haney, HIV in this day and age, and with the modern advances in HIV, it's almost like a chronic illness, like diabetes. You take care of yourself, chances are you'll live forever. The fact that a person don't want to know doesn't change the fact whether they have it or not, and if they have it, they should want to know because they don't want to transmit it to anyone else. Not only that, early detection and early treatment is the way to go. That's where we want to go.
And they can't be detected or treated unless they do that test.
Unless they know that they have it.
Unless they know that they have it.
Now, if they got it, I'm like this, Dr. Haney. If a person has it, they ought to want to know, because that way they can take better care of themselves, and that way they won't be transmitting the virus to their other loved ones. Yeah, but we do run into that a lot. People saying, you know, if I got it, I don't want to know. I ain't going to do nothing but worry myself. Well, HIV ain't like it was in '81. They still living in 1981 when HIV was a death sentence. HIV is almost like diabetes now. You know, you take your insulin, you can live forever. Proper diet, proper exercise, taking good care of yourself, you can live forever. Same way with HIV now.
Well, you know, now over the last minute and a half, what about trials? I mean, is there some kind of virus? I mean, something that we can do through these trials?
Yes. HIV vaccine trials are just like any other trials. Right now, we don't have a vaccine. But the problem with vaccine trials is it's hard to get minorities to participate in the trials because of Tuskegee. But if they don't participate, when they find a vaccine, they're going to work on the people who participated in the trial. They need all types of people to participate in the trial. And just as
the minority community that's not stepping up to the plate in the finances, they're not stepping up to the plate in the
volunteering for this vaccine
and
trial.
you cannot get HIV from participating in a vaccine trial.
trial.
Let me just be real clear about that.
Okay, very good. And of course, Ms. Crowder, let me thank you over the last few seconds that we have here for bringing us that excellent information and to bring the kind of passion that you generally bring in reference to this this topic. And I'm sure that people are aware of the situation, and now, as you say, the ball is really in their court.
Let me give my telephone number one
right
more
quick.
time. 259-7676.
Thank you very much. And of course, let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.